Hey, I'm Alicia Fisher, and I'm interviewing my Papaw. So, Papaw, can you tell me a little bit more about our family's history?
Yeah, sure. Uh, Let me see. My name's Jess Fisher. I was born in 1950 in Wadsworth, Ohio. I grew up and spent a lot of my young life with my grandparents, my mama, Papaw, Russell, and Ruby Fisher. Anyway, the Fisher family came to the United States of America from Germany. We arrived in Jamestown, Virginia, not in the beginning early settlement, but it was still called Jamestown. None of the early pioneers or anything like that, but we came to Jamestown and we were all millers. I have relatives in Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio that all had grist mills or sawmills, some kind of water-powered mill. And that's what my grandfather, my papaw, grew up as. His father had two large mills, a large grist mill. It must have been, oh gosh, it had to be 4 stories high. They had a sawmill that burnt down that covered almost a half a football field. That's a half an acre in a sawmill.
Jeez.
And there were mill wheels when I was a child. I remember mill wheels were still on the grist mill. The sawmill had burnt down. But I remember playing in that grist mill and going up and seeing the big wheels and all the gears, and the water wheel was still there. I never saw it turn, but it was still there. And my great grandfather Charlie, he died before I was born. So his wife, my grandma Dory, was an absolutely lovely person, just lovely. I never saw her lose her temper ever in her life. Alicia asked me earlier what's the best thing I can remember about my grandma Dory. She never sweated the small stuff. I could do a little something wrong, and my papaw would be wanting to get on me about it, and Grandma Dory would say, "Oh, don't worry, it's okay." And she'd put her arm around me, and me and her would walk around the back of the house or something, and leave my papaw out there stymied. He was getting ready to discipline me, and me and Grandma Dory, we'd go out back and milk a cow or chase the cats, or, I remember her sending me out to get eggs one time in a chicken coop. It's a big chicken coop. Used to be a store. And I went out there and I looked for half an hour and couldn't find one damn egg. And my grandma Dory came out there and I came back in and I said, "Grandma, there's no eggs out there." She laughed. She says, "Come on, I'll show you." I didn't know chickens hide their eggs. So the chickens were hiding their nests, and I was looking in the boxes. They didn't lay the eggs in the boxes. They were laying them under this board or under that plank or behind that door. It was pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they did that.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you ever go looking for eggs, probably not going to be where you think they are. They're hidden. But also, I remember my grandparents were Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm a Christian, but they were Jehovah's Witnesses. They were raised by stout-hearted abolitionists in the Civil War. As I said earlier, my grandfather talked to many veterans of the Civil War when he was young. The war ended in 1865. By the time he was 10, they could have been 50, 60 years old, and so that's why he knew so many of them. He told me many stories about the veterans that he knew down there. I had two great uncles that fought for the Army of the Ohio. They fought to free the slaves. That's all they fought for. They didn't care about secession. That didn't bother them. They had enough business. They had mills. They didn't care. And one was wounded in Gettysburg. He lost 3 ribs on his left side. I had another great uncle. He lost a forearm in the war, but I don't remember what battle my papa told me he lost it in. Anyway, they were all good people. My grandparents were some of the best people I ever knew in my life. Wouldn't lie, wouldn't steal, wouldn't cheat, worked hard. And that's something to make you proud of. And that's about it.
Thank you. Sounds pretty good.